Okay, let's see. We are on. Let's make sure we're nice and centered. Okay, this is going to be a quick one. I've got to take my son to piano lessons. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to be really good and still do my video that I promised, but I'm going to do it really, a really quick one. So anyway, let me just remind you, we're doing projects from the Banners and Bows bundle promotion that's going on, where if you buy these 5 dies, these 5, and a little craft glue, Molly, quiet, then you get this machine free. It's called the Amaze Die Cutting Machine. I lied yesterday. I said it was a $150 value. It's actually $140 value. But so if you just bought the machine, it costs you $140. But if you buy these dies and this glue, it costs you $89.70, plus you get the machine for free. So awesome, awesome. And they also have a flat rate $15 shipping charge on this because it's a heavy little guy. So anyway, so that is really good. There it is. Today we are going to use, yesterday, remember we did the gift card sleeve. Today we're going to do the bread tag die, and it's going to be a really quick one. Here is our finished product, and let's just get into it right now. So the first thing you need is the bread tag die. So here is the bread tag die. And I'm just going to show you how I ran it through the machine rather than running it through the machine. So I don't know if you've watched other videos, but the configuration of different plates is called a sandwich because you're sandwiching the die in between them. And to cut it, this is the sandwich that you need. And it'll tell you right here. You put down a cutting plate, the die, actually the paper, the die, and another cutting plate. Run it through your machine. It's just you roll it through, and then when you're done, it will cut out your bread tag die. Then when you're done cutting it out, well, you are in trouble. Why are you barking? Miss Pooch Patrol over here. She thinks it's her job. Okay, so then, after that, this is an embossing die. This one is called Diamond Netting, and you take whatever you've cut and you want a texture on it, you want to emboss, and you close it in that folder. Usually on folders, they're kind of reversed. This one, if you put it through, the diamonds go in, but on this it doesn't matter because you can use either side, but if you're wanting the diamonds on top, you need to flip it over. This is my favorite embossing folder. I think it's so pretty. So you do this, put it in here, make sure it's how you want it, make sure it's straight. You take the embossing mat and put that over your magnetic platform, and then you put the folder with the paper in it, and then you put one of the cutting plates over it. You run it through your die cutting machine, and it will come out like this. See how the diamonds go in on this side and out on this side. Both are really pretty. I prefer them up. But isn't that pretty? I just think that is such a pretty one. And I love that they're not solid, that they're just kind of scattered around. So there is our base of our whole tag. Okay, let's see. First thing we're going to do to decorate the tag is we'll do our butterfly. So I'm going to show you how I stamped it. I used these 3 colors: Limeade Splash, Deep Lilac, and Beach Breeze. Deep Lilac is also the color of this paper. I just think that's so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to start with Limeade Splash, and I'm going to use an ink dauber. These have Velcro, so you can buy if you want a different dauber for every color, but I just switched the pads. So this just gives you more control. Oh, hang on. We are also using a stamp. The stamp set is called Small Things. It's got these pretty butterflies, and we're going to use this butterfly that's kind of to the side. Such a pretty stamp set. So here's our stamp. I really love this one. I kind of get stuck on certain stamp sets that I just love, and this is one of them. So just get your dauber nice and juicy, and the reason I'm doing it this way instead of just stamping it is I want the color to be what do you call it, variegated, what do you call it, anyway, I want it to, I can't even think. Okay, anyway, honestly, what is the word, like the ombre effect, but that's not the word I'm looking for, but who cares? So here we are. We'll do the middle of the butterfly in green, and we're done. We're done with that ink pad. Now we're going to switch to Beach Breeze, and I'm going to switch out for a smaller dauber because the area that I'm doing is smaller. And then I'm going to go over the outside of that, and it's going to make kind of a bluish green. And then hopefully I've gone far out enough. I'm going to do a little more that I've got some just plain blue too. And then I'm going to switch to I kind of just use one dauber for a color family. So these are my blues, these are my purples. So let's do our last color. And I'm just going to hit the edges with this dark purple. And I'm going to get his little legs and antennae and maybe his body too. So now we're going to stamp our butterfly. And I've seen people where they kind of breathe on it. I don't know if that's necessary or not, but hey, we'll give it a whirl. So I'm just stamping it onto whipped cream cardstock. That's our white cardstock. And isn't that pretty? I just love it. That's such a fun technique because it's so easy. Okay, so this particular stamp set comes with dies. If you want them, you have an option. If you buy the stamp set and the dies together, they call it a bundle, and you get a little bit of a discounted price with that. I don't always buy the dies, but it really does help. You guys, I'm so sorry. My dog is just nuts. So what you do is you then take the die and put it over your stamped image, put it on your platform, a cutting mat, then these, then another cutting mat, roll it through, and oh, where is my butterfly? Well, I'm glad I did this ahead of time to save time. But you know what? It takes 2 seconds. We'll run it through. Where in the, oh, no, here it is. Like, where in the heck is my butterfly? Okay, so there we go. Butterfly found. So here is a butterfly. This one didn't turn out quite as well because I didn't have enough blue on it. But it really doesn't matter. It's still pretty. Actually, it's really pretty. Maybe it's better. So there's our butterfly. I'm using this die set called Tiger Blooms. And I just love it when I'm online all by myself. It's so lonely. I'm going to use the black licorice, which is our black ink. And I'm going to, you know what, I'm going to put that on a different piece. I'm going to stamp it on this. I got, you know what, I'm going to turn that over. You really don't have to push hard. And when I start pushing hard, that's what happens to me. Look at that. Not good. Okay, guys, seriously. You have to push a little bit. Okay, here we go. One thing, when you stamp it this way, I'm just trying to hurry. That's my problem. When you stamp it with the pad on top of the stamp, you don't get it on the little edges, and so you don't have that problem. Okay. Perfect. Okay. It's working. Okay, so then I'm going to take and trim this down. Honestly, you can use your little scissors. These are the Grand Pro scissors. Grand Pro shears. And I really like them because it's really easy to cut a straight line because they're long. Even though I didn't cut that straight. Just pretend I didn't say that. Okay, should I do some bloopers or what? Okay, that's better. Then I'm going to take my detail shears and just cut some flags on the end of these. About like this. Okay, so there's our sentiment. And then I have a little piece of Limeade Splash twine, and I'm just going to position that so that it's under the butterfly. And I'm going to do that first. See, in spite of all my mistakes, this is a really fast project. So I'm just going to put a little of our Journey glaze right there. You could use the glue too. The glaze just dries really fast. I just thought this would be good. So I'm going to take and put my stamp block right there while I put some foam squares on the back of my butterfly. Okay. You can see that's on the back of one that I made a mistake on. So, you know, hey, I am recycling. I am a responsible citizen. Okay. Actually, that might be might be okay, but I want to make sure that it doesn't hang off the edge because I don't want stickies to be hanging off the edge. So when I positioned this, I had his legs going straight across. I thought that looked the best. And then with this, I'm just going to take some of my tape runner, my Journey Glide, and I tried it straight. I tried it across. I like it both ways. We'll do it this way. Let it hang over the edge a little bit, but it's not straight, and I can't stand that. Okay. Straight. Okay, that is it. There's our tag. See how fast that was? Even with my foibles. Oh, I did add, because I always add these, silk, because I love it. It gives it just a finished look. So I added Cosmic Grape on this one. And so I'm going to add that. Just a few sprinkles. But I think on this one, I'm also going to add, I didn't shake that up enough. If you shake it up, it's kind of a glimmery, I can't think, you guys. Can't think of the word. That shimmery. See, now you can tell because that is clean on the bottom. This one still has stuff on the bottom. So if I would have kept shaking that, then I would have been able to get all that nice stuff off. This one is just a clear shimmery one. It's called Sparkle Silk. Yes, Sparkle Silk. And see, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it just gives it this silvery, pretty look. Yeah, we're putting that on this one too. That's pretty. Okay, so there is our tag, and what I'm doing with it, I am just going to, I'm going to move this up a little bit, make sure we're still on camera, but give myself room. Okay, I am going to wrap up this blueberry muffin. And I'm going to disclose that this ribbon is not FSJ ribbon, but we do have this color. But I just don't have it. Okay, so I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to cut a little piece of netting just to add some texture and interest to the bow. Start with a big piece because you can always cut down. I'm just going to put that in the middle of this bow before I finish tying it. Nope, I don't like that. Hang on. Okay, in the interest of time, let's cut a new one. I know what I'll do. Okay, what we'll do is stick it through here, and then we'll just tie it when we're ready. And we're ready. Now's good. Okay, so I'm just going to tie it once. Yes, that's good. And then tie our bow. And oops, I got some great fusion silk on it. Get your bow to the way you like it. Then I'm going to cut this shorter, about like that. Cut these. Okay, fun. And then look at this. You just take this, and you kind of want to be careful because it's paper and you don't want to smash it, but you just work one of those edges down behind the bow. I think I'll go up. It'll hang prettier that way. Yes, that'll be good. And look at that. Look how cute. That's such a fun tag. And so you could make a bunch of these, all different kinds, and then when you have somebody that you want to take something to, just grab one of your tags and hook it to your bow, and you're ready to go. So isn't that fun? And if you wanted, you could write a little note, and I've done this before. I just have cut another one of these out of just white or maybe a lighter purple, like the color of the ribbon. We have a paper that color. And then you can put them both on together, and you can write your note on the second one. So anyway, I think that turned out really pretty. You saw it was so easy and fast. And anyway, fun, fun, fun. It's called the Bread Tag Die, and it's really popular. You can see why. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you, yeah, probably tomorrow. Thanks. Bye-bye.